Quick video to explain why I haven't been posting in the last few weeks and to go over what my future plans are for once I recover. The main reason I haven't been able to post is because I hurt my back. I have a bulging disc in my back and I didn't listen to my body and I kept trying to power through, which I'm pretty sure everybody can relate to. But I ended up early June hurting it, and by the end of June I could barely walk. And I have been doing all the local non-invasive stuff, no shots or surgery yet, but I do have an MRI scheduled to let me know when or if I need to have a shot, or if anything else is better, or if anything else is needed. And I am feeling tremendously better. I'm relatively pain-free right now. If you've ever had this, you understand that absolutely it's the worst thing you've ever gone through. And I have pain all the time, and I've dealt with quite a few things. And I can tell you, it is so weird to have... Basically what happens is your disc is smashing on top of another disc. For me, it's between L4 and L5, which goes down the outside of my legs. And you lose strength, you get this just launching pain that doesn't end. Sometimes it's hours, sometimes it's a few minutes. I've had it drop me to the ground before where I just couldn't, I was walking and it hit and I hit the ground. It is unbelievable. And the worst part is, unlike a pain that you cut yourself or you get a headache or even are recovering for something, it is always the same level of intensity and it doesn't improve. Like, you can't take pain pills. You can't do things that make it better. You just have to get the space to move so it's not pushing against the nerve bundle that goes down your legs. My doctor explained it like I have a jelly donut and all the jelly fell out and we got to put it back in there. And so I like that visual because A, I like jelly donuts, and B, it was simple and I could understand it. Now, on to the 36. As you can see, it's lost its top or its roof. When I got hurt, I was in the process of finalizing all the dents. I wanted to get all the final dents out and do everything so I'd be able to put it on and secure it for the last time. We need to finish the cab up so that everything is ready to go. During my downtime, I decided I was going to make a list of what it would take to I'm going to be careful how I say this, to drive out of the garage under its own power in a year from now, 2026. So that's brakes, that's fuel, that's electrical, that's... I mean, I could run it with open headers, but maybe exhaust. I've got to finalize the steering, cooling system, and probably some other stuff I'm missing off the top of my head. Got to have the seats in where they go so you can drive it. And I would really like doors that latch by then. They kind of latch now. I want good, secure doors because I've had insurance on it since I started building this. I know, dumb, waste of money. But I also know the moment I get it running, I'm going to drive it. And I want to get it to where it's legal enough. I don't know that I'll have to worry about lights just to pull it out of the garage, but I may rig up some trailer lights or something like that, you know, those magnetic ones, to be able to just drive around with it. Because once I get it going, man, we're taking it to the grocery store for sure. The Project Daisy is about to be living again. I don't know, I can't remember if I've told you this or not, but I spun a bearing on a connecting rod, and it actually drove that way for quite a while. I noticed that if I put any load on it, I'd lose all my oil pressure. So I puttered around with 20 pounds of oil pressure without any loads. I couldn't do anything in the back without losing my oil pressure, small trailer, anything. But if I didn't have a load on it or nothing in the bed, it would run with 20 pounds. So I wasn't sure what was going on. I mean, if you had no oil pressure, that's a good indication that you got a problem. But I ended up buying a rebuild kit with new pistons and rings, and then also a brand new crankshaft because it milled 50,000 off of it. Woo, that was a lot. And so we got that done. And I'm just trying to get it back on the road. I have been filming parts of it. I did not film the engine being put back together, mainly because I wanted to focus on my dad teaching me how to do it. I know the concept. I've never actually rebuilt an engine. And so you're gonna see it be tore down and you're gonna see it come back to life, but you probably won't see anything on the engine itself. When I do this one, I'm planning to try and, oh balls, I just realized I have a microphone on and I didn't plug the microphone in. So anyway, when I do this one, I'm going to try and take you along. My plan for this is not to rebuild it. It's just to throw a gasket set into it and try and get it running as is. I just don't want it to leak a bunch of oil. I've always wanted, because it's a mid-70s 350, and it did run when I pulled it. I know for a fact it ran. In fact, I hauled it home running. So I know it was good then, but it's not. It's a anemic mid-70s, height of smog, terrible heads type of thing. So it is a 4-bolt main, but I would at least like to put a better set of heads on it and go from there. I don't know what will end up long term, but in the short term, just to make it drive, it would be an option. So I have a gasket set, a complete master set to go through and replace all the gaskets and stuff, because it leaks a ton of oil. And I do have a water pump for it, and I have a distributor. And I think some of the accessories. I don't know how many accessories I still have floating around for that. I sold it was in a Suburban, like a 76 Chevy Suburban 2-wheel drive, and I sold the car, the transmission, and everything to a guy who put a different engine in it, and I got it back when I pulled it, but I don't remember what all bracketry and stuff I have floating around. I know I still have all the accessories. I just don't know if I have it. But all I'm really worried about for that moment is just getting it to run, so it could run with just a fan and 12 volts and be able to move out the garage, and we could figure out charging later. I am trying to get parts together for the Anglia to get going. I've been working on different things. I'm really narrowed down to trying to run a 4-cylinder. I had looked at different cars, but the problem is no donor suspensions are small enough to be even close enough to modify. Most of them are 10 to 18 inches wider. That car is like 58 inches wide, so it's very narrow. So I think what our plan going forward will be is to just convert it to a Mustang 2 front suspension and leave the rear as it is, and find an axle. I might see if I can, how much I can chop down an 8.8 or a 9-inch Ford and go that way. The reason I say that is because there's no way that the stock stuff, it was rated for 39 horsepower. That's what the original factory had, and it was like a golf cart. So if I try and put even a modern 4-cylinder, like my Ford Focus, it's a 2002, nothing special, it makes like 135 horsepower from the factory. That's significantly more, and I just don't trust the rear end. And it was 4 drum brakes that were like 9-inch. They were so little, and maybe an inch wide. And I want to have modern braking in the sense of I want to stop in modern footage, and I want to stop safely and securely. So I'll most likely put power brakes on it with a disc front, drum rear, and that's where a nice Mustang 2 kit would solve the front disc, and a narrowed 8.5-inch or 8.8, I'm sorry, or 9-inch would give me nice drum brake options. And I know on the 8.8s you can exchange the tubes. I think it's the driver's side. You can switch a driver's side onto the passenger side and it makes it shorter, but either way, and then you don't have to actually cut it or machine it or do anything. It'll just, you can take them apart, put them back together, and have a narrowed rear end, but I don't know if it's enough to fit. I don't plan to run the stock wheels that are on it, but I do plan to run Steelies, so if I have to change the offset or anything, because I want it to look stock from the outside and be modern underneath so that I can drive it. I want to get in with fuel injection, drive down the road and enjoy it. So, you know, I do want a manual in it. I think a manual will be a lot funner. And so we'll end up just simply trying to find a 4-cylinder 5-speed rear wheel drive donor and then find a rear end. And if I could find it all in one place, like an old Ranger or something like that, I got to do some research more on what exact engine I would want ideally. But if I could get that rear end and be able to narrow it, that'd be awesome, because I'm not doing anything dumb with it. It is literally going to be a micro cruiser, but I do want it to have enough power to not get run over. So that's where we are. I'm hoping to be back on the horse and working pretty soon. I start PT next week and I get the MRI either this week or next week. So soon I'll be back and being able to work out here. And it has sucked for me, and I hope you will stay with me. Thanks for watching, and I appreciate it if you would be willing to subscribe or share or like this video, because I really do want to stay progressing forward. Thanks.